There's a moment, usually late at night, when the world finally quiets down and our minds decide it's the perfect time to start a marathon. No warm-up, no warning, just a sudden flood of thoughts, as if the brain has been saving them up all day for this exact moment. And if you've ever wondered why you can't just turn it off, you're not alone. None of us can, not really. That's what makes us human. Tonight, I want to walk through the different ways we overthink, not to diagnose anything, not to fix you, but to remind you that what you're experiencing is shared, normal, and survivable. And maybe along the way, we can give ourselves a little more grace. It often starts with the inability to fall asleep. You lie there reviewing the day like you're being graded on it. Every task you didn't finish suddenly becomes a moral failure. It's strange how we forget that a day only has 24 hours, not 48, not 72, just 24. Your life won't collapse because you didn't do everything. Tomorrow is still coming, and you're allowed to meet it as a human being, not a machine. And then come the conversations we replay, the ones where someone said something unfair or sharp or just off. We analyze every word, every tone, trying to understand what they meant or what we should have said. We do this because being misjudged hurts, because we care. But reliving it doesn't heal it, it just keeps the bruise fresh. And of course, the imaginary answers we wished we'd given, you know the ones, the perfect comeback that arrives 3 days late, usually in the shower. But freezing in the moment doesn't mean you're weak. It means you were trying to keep the peace, or protect yourself, or avoid escalating something that didn't need more fire. Courage doesn't always show up on time. That's okay. Sometimes the mind goes even further back, replaying old events, painful moments, trying to make sense of why things unfolded the way they did, as if understanding the past could somehow rewrite it. But the past isn't a puzzle, it's a place you survived. You don't need to keep revisiting it to prove your strength. You already did that by getting through it. And then there's the panic spiral. Something unexpected happens, and suddenly you're imagining 10 different worst-case scenarios and 10 different solutions, each one more dramatic than the last. But most of the time, life doesn't require a master plan, just one breath, one step, one decision at a time. You've handled every impossible moment so far. You'll handle the next one too. Overthinking also shows up when we're trying to make a decision. We make pros and cons lists, we ask for advice, we ask for more advice, we pretend someone else knows what's best for us. But every choice requires letting something go, and no one else is living your life. Sleep on it. Listen to yourself. You're allowed to choose your own path. And then there's the fixation, the problem we grip too tightly. We think if we stop obsessing, everything will fall apart. But solutions have a strange way of appearing when we're not staring at the clock. Give it space. Give yourself space. Life sorts itself out more often than we give it credit for. Sometimes overthinking is just guilt wearing a different outfit. We replay what we did wrong, trying to justify it, explain it, rewrite it. But what's done is done. Guilt is human. It means you care. But repair is what matters. A sincere "I'm sorry" is not weakness. It's the beginning of making things right. Other times it's about wanting something we can't let go of, a purchase, a goal, a distraction, something we convince ourselves will finally make us feel better. But usually the thing we want isn't the thing we need. There's a deeper hunger underneath, and that's the one worth listening to. And then there's the silence we try to interpret. Why didn't they call? Why didn't they reply? Why didn't the promotion come through? We fill the silence with stories, usually the worst ones. But silence isn't a verdict, it's just silence. Overthinking also shows up when we're trying to let go. We lose people, we lose jobs, we lose versions of ourselves. Nothing is permanent, and that's not a threat. It's an invitation. New people, new situations, new chapters, they're not replacements, they're continuations. And sometimes we overthink because something just feels off. A heaviness, a restlessness, a sense that something is missing, but we can't name it. Not every emotion arrives with a label. You don't have to diagnose it immediately. Let it breathe. Let it speak when it's ready. And then there's the classic, why is this happening to me? As if the universe is personally targeting us. But life isn't a punishment system. It's just life. Unpredictable, unfair, beautiful, chaotic, and yet you're still here, which means you've handled more than you give yourself credit for. And of course, the fear of not being enough. Whose standards are you trying to meet? Who told you that you're supposed to be more than you already are? Self-improvement is healthy. Self-punishment is not. You're allowed to grow without tearing yourself apart first. And finally, the regrets. The opportunities you didn't take, the chances you didn't risk, the paths you didn't choose because of fear or shame or what others might think. Regret is heavy, but it's also useless. The past doesn't negotiate. What you missed is already gone, but what's ahead is wide open. You haven't run out of time. You haven't missed your chance. Life keeps offering new doors. If any of this felt familiar, welcome. You're not alone in this. None of us have perfect control over our minds. We just learn to navigate them with a little more grace as we go. And if you want a place where we talk about these things honestly, without the fluff, without the theaters, you're always welcome here. Take care of yourself. And if you'd like to come back for the next conversation, I'd be glad to have you. Thank you for passing by. Over and out.